That's what you just did right there is what gets us out of bed every morning. We tell stories, and we help other people tell stories. Talk to me a little bit about the impact that you've seen through your life as it relates to story. I'm sure you look back on your stories and you see them for what they are, and I'm sure that you see them differently, in different years or in different circumstances. But just talk to me a little bit about your perception of the power of story.
Incredible. I mean, this conversation today is the result of a story, true or false?
True.
My dad modeled that for me. My dad, of having those fire chats and roasting chestnut on a wood stove in the cold Lebanese nights, was the highlight of my day. This is when I come in and I'm playing with whatever toy I have built, earlier in my grandfather's wood shop. And here's Dad telling me about his day while playing solitaire. And he's basically telling me about so-and-so. Here's what they have. Here's the problem they were facing. This is how he came up with a solution. This is how now they're better friends and better neighbors and better business partners together. It was his model of a storytelling that was more of a peacemaker approach. He was the unofficial judge of the town, really. That's how he approached being a peacemaker and bringing people together. That attracted me the most. So I relate to having encounters with other people as to how can I understand, sympathize, process, and come up with a solution for whatever problem that they're having. And this is how I've been wired since I was a kid. It wasn't something that, I'm going to trick this person into telling me their deepest secrets. It wasn't like that. It was the empathy. It was the grace that God has given me. It was the example of my failure. So when I'm telling somebody about failing in marriage, I'm using my own story and not trying to probe into theirs. But if they see solace into my story, if they could see the value of what I have struggled with, and how could they learn from that, and how can they use it in their life, whether in their personal life or in their business, how can they draw off of that? That's number one. Number two, I see the value of every single person. Every single person have talent, have value, have skills that no one else have on the face of the earth. And we all need each other. We all need each other in the sense that I can't be everything to everybody, but I could be one thing to somebody. And why don't I play that role the best? So if I have resources and someone else need it, I see myself as the person that's going to provide that resource on that given day. If somebody else see the value in me as a coach or a mentor, then that's what I'm going to play on that day. I'm going to use my experience as a business owner to be able to encourage somebody that, dude, 2008 hit me like a brick wall. I thought I've arrived. I thought I'm over being poor. I had 30 homes at the time, and for no fault of my own, 2008 hit, and I lose all the equity that I have accumulated over these years in all these properties combined. And not to mention, now I have two kids under 2 years old, and I have to be able to provide real food, real diapers, a real shelter, and real heat in the middle of the winter. There was no option about that. There was no, I'll just push it over, a couple months and everything's going to be okay. No, you have immediate needs. So I got humbled very quick back in 2008. I was on the floor. I remember clearly to this day, I was on the floor counting whatever quarters we have in the drawers. And on that day, that was the decision whether to go and get more diapers for the kids or get more food for the week. And you have to split it in two ways. There was no ifs or buts about it. So through the stories, through the experiences become stories. And when the stories touch somebody's heart on a specific level, now you can make an impact. Now you could encourage somebody through the issues that you've gone through. Now you could encourage somebody to just make it for one more day. Let's just focus on that next day. How can we take it from here, whatever that situation that's going on, to make it for another week, another month, another year? Now, how could you bring somebody else with you that maybe 1 month behind you or 1 year behind you. And now you could encourage them and be able to just give them some hope into, here's where I was today, and look at what God has blessed me with today. And that's the succession. That's really the links that we have to connect, the dots. And what part do we play into that chain? What part do we play into that tapestry, into that beautiful mosaic that God just created you on this earth for this reason, for this day, and now you're just going to play that role to the best of your ability and never look back.
It's pretty amazing that you told that cited that specific story about the diapers and this and the change, because when you listen to episode 1, you'll hear that Jed told that exact story and what it meant for him. And the very thing that you're talking about right now, using your experiences and your stories to encourage and help and be a resource for people when they're struggling. That whole thing came up in episode 1 and the impact that it had on Jed's life.
Wow.
And I think it's safe to say that were it not for that and your choice to live your life in that way, we wouldn't be sitting here right now in this office and for this company talking about this right now.
Yeah, that's right.
It was your choice to encourage Jed with your story in the way that you did that helped him continue on for one more day, for a few more months, and just keep going and get through that hard time, which were it not for that, we wouldn't be here now.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, and a lot of people will say, "Oh,
like,
I went through a
subscribe,
tough
hit the
time."
bell, you know, right here, point like you say. Yeah, slap that subscribe, smack it, smash the subscribe. Smash that